Hi guys, this is Naomi here again, and so we are back to another astrological video. And so this week we're gonna talk about the moon sign. What does the moon sign represent in your birth chart or in anyone else's birth chart? Why it is important to understand your moon sign, what you can learn about yourself, and yeah, all the important bits and interesting bits you probably would want to know about your moon sign. So let's dive into it. By the way, first of all, if I haven't introduced myself, my name is Naomi, and this is a brand new channel. Even though there are videos on the channel from previous era, but this is only the second astrological video, so this is still a very new channel. I'm planning to put out videos at least once a week on astrological topics, and making short videos to help you understand your astrological birth chart, and by doing so understanding yourself much better. So what is the moon sign? The moon sign in astrology is your emotional landscape. This is the best and easiest way to understand that your moon sign is all about your emotions. It tells about your emotional landscape, it tells about your emotional securities, insecurities, how you feel emotionally secure. It also talks about how you, show and represents your feelings towards others, how you give love, but also how you receive love, how you are able to, receive love and nurturing from other people. Whether it's, coming more naturally to you, to show your feelings more openly, receiving, other people's emotions more easily, or perhaps is it a little bit more challenging for you, or perhaps it takes more time for you. So all this is represented by your moon sign. And just to go back to the very basics, the moon sign is the sign where the moon was in the sky at the time of your birth. The same when we talk about your sun sign, we're talking about the zodiac sign where the sun was at the moment of your birth. And so the same way, your moon sign is represented by the time of your birth and the place of your birth, and it's about what zodiac sign the moon was at the very moment that you came into this being. So that is your moon sign. So again, the moon, unlike your sun sign, which is more about your ego, which is more about your identity, which is more about how you shine in the world. Because in the previous video I mentioned that the moon sign is brings light, heat, and vitality into the area of the birth chart where it sits in your chart. So unlike the sun sign, the moon sign is the hidden part of us. The moon sign is, again, because this is about our emotion, it's something that we don't show, we don't show it straight away to others. And that is why we call it one of the most private part of your astrological self. The moon sign is ruled by the moon, which is, that's obvious, is the moon sign, but this is a water element. And when you look at the moon, just the moon and its nature, it's constantly waxing and waning and waxing and waning. So it's always going through these constant flux, and so does your emotions. And that's why it's very important to understand that regardless of what your moon sign is, whether you are a Cancer moon or an Aries moon, a Sagittarius moon, or anything else, the very nature of the emotions that they always go through this constant flux. When you think about it, you have sometimes good days, sometimes bad days, but sometimes even within one day you have like good period and bad period. And again, it has a lot to do with the very nature of the moon, which is representing our emotions, and the very nature of the moon, which is again constantly waxing and waning, waxing and waning. So this is just something to remember, that this is the very nature of our emotions, that they always constantly changing regardless of your moon sign. However, some moon sign is, let's say, a little bit more stable. Some moon signs are better in the moon in certain zodiac signs does better, and in other zodiac signs can be a little bit more challenging. Okay, but once again, it's all about how you relate to other people, is how you give and receive love, how you feel nurtured by others. What do you need to feel nurtured? You probably understand that we all feel loved and nurtured in different ways. And again, it's because whether you have a moon in a water sign, or moon in an air sign, or moon in a fire sign, or moon in an earth sign. So these are all very different elements. And when it comes to your moon sign, it it gives a different flavor to how you express your feelings and how you receive feelings. All right, let me just see, because as I always say, I don't want to leave out anything, but I've got Pisces, Mercury in Pisces, so for me it's very easy to get distracted, and so I always have to just bring myself back into the topic. So I have a list here. The other thing I wanted to say is that the moon has all to do with your memories. So, how you deal with your memories, how you handle your memories, even your ability to remember, like memories from your childhood, for example. I'll give you an example. If you are a Cancer moon, you are more likely have lot of memories from your childhood, whether it's good or bad. You can remember more easily, whereas if you have Capricorn moon, for example, you have a harder time to recall your memories. Okay, so again, and also not just how you recall your memories, but again how you handle your memories, how you react towards your memories, your from your past. It's all related to your moon sign. Now, the other important thing to mention is, yes, it is, we all know that when it comes to two people, romantic relationship or friendship, or, close friendship, it is important to have the sun sign at least compatible. But when it comes to your romantic partner, it is even more important to have your moon sign to be compatible with your partner's moon sign, because it is very important to understand how your partner relate to you. And if you have a very different way of, again, expressing your feelings and feeling nurtured, then it can become like a mismatch. So again, it is very important to have the moon sign to be compatible when it comes to relationship, again, because it is about relationship. The moon sign talks about your inner feelings, your strong feelings, and how you sharing it with others. The other thing is that the moon sign, you may or may not know that it is part of your big astrological, we call it the big three in astrology, which is your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Again, because once you understand these three, you can learn a great deal about yourself or about someone else. That's why we call it the big three. Yes, it is very important to understand your entire birth chart, to look at the entire birth chart. But even if you don't know the entire birth chart, but you just know the sun, the moon, the rising sign, you understand that person on a much deeper level. And again, your sun sign is more your outer world, how you shine in the world, and your moon sign is your feelings, your emotions, your love language. I also like to say the moon sign is your astrological love language, how you represent your feelings towards others. Again, I give you an example. If you have, let's say, a Taurus moon, then you most likely be someone who is more nurturing for the person with the moon sign in the Taurus. nurturing other people and feeling nurtured by other people comes a lot more easily. You can feel that I don't know how to say it, because it is represented by Venus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so this is like that love you can just feel. It just feels good. It's very easy to recognize. But if you have, for example, someone with a Scorpio moon, uh, that is a little bit more intense. You can definitely recognize someone with a Scorpio moon sign. That's just a guarantee. But that is a lot more intense. Moon sign, and you can feel that love as well, but you feel it in a different way than feeling a Taurus moon. Taurus is more earthy. It's more about, feeling, love than in a solid way. Whether the Scorpio moon, it's a very emotional moon. It's a very intense moon. It is an intense moon. So again, you just feel those moon signs differently. People feel it and you express it differently. Okay, so again, the moon sign is something we don't show straight away to strangers, even to people we know, but we don't know them that well. We don't show our moon sign. The moon sign to come to the forefront takes time. Okay, now let me see. So what else I want to say is that in next week's video, or maybe it comes out this week, I'm not sure, but with the very next video, I'm going to actually show you how to find your own birth chart. And within the birth chart, because once you have your birth chart, you can see all your placements. So you can see your sun, your moon, your rising sign, and any other placement I will talking about in this channel. So it will be a lot easier for you to understand. And so you can just generate your own birth chart, and when I talk about, certain signs and certain placement, then you can open it up and see it for yourself, so it would make more sense. Okay, so if you are interested, and if you never generated your own birth chart, which is actually free to do, but it is free to do, but you still have to understand what you look. So when you look at your entire birth chart the first time, you probably won't have a clue what to look and where to look to find certain things. So again, in next week's video, or in the very next video, I will explain to you, and it's gonna be like a short tutorial. So I think I covered everything I wanted to say. Again, I've got Mercury in Pisces, so I might forgot a few things, but that's just the way I am. That's the way I am wired. But anyway, so this is what I wanted to say. Of course, there are a lot more things to say, but in this short video, at least you get a good gist of understanding your moon sign. If you hear this, phrase moon sign, at least you know what people are talking about. And again, this is a great way to learn about yourself, okay? Especially your emotional state, your feelings, your emotions, your astrological love language. Alright, so thanks again for watching this video. Please, if you like the video, if you find it useful in any ways, if you could give a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. And also, if you want to be part of this channel, please just subscribe to the channel, and that will also help to grow this channel further. Thanks again, guys, and see you next week. Ciao!